There's an intriguing story about President Nixon allegedly receiving a tip-off about extraterrestrials. According to some accounts, Nixon was informed by a government or military official about extraterrestrials being housed at a secret facility. This facility is often rumored to be Homestead Air Force Base. Thanks for tuning into Jupiter's Universe. We would like to share a story about President Richard Nixon's extraterrestrial encounter. In the hushed corridors of power, President Richard Nixon grappled with secrets that transcended politics. It was a moonless night when he slipped away from the White House, the weight of classified knowledge pressing on his shoulders. The world knew him as a pragmatic leader, but this clandestine journey was unlike any other. In the dim glow of a moonless night, President Richard Nixon sat behind the wheel of his black Cadillac, its engine purring like a well-kept secret. The road stretched ahead, winding through the dense forest, its branches clawing at the sky. Nixon's heart raced. He was about to embark on a journey that would forever alter the course of history. The rumors had been circulating for years, the whispers in the corridors of power, the clandestine meetings with shadowy figures, extraterrestrial life, alien beings. The truth hidden behind layers of classified documents and sealed lips. Nixon had always been a pragmatist, a man who understood the delicate balance of power. But this was different. This was beyond politics. This was about humanity's place in the cosmos. He adjusted his tie, the silk cool against his skin. The coordinates were etched into his memory: 37.2350 degrees north, 115.8111 degrees west. A remote desert location known only to a select few. The road narrowed, the headlights cutting through the darkness. Nixon's palms were slick with sweat. He wondered if Eisenhower had felt the same way when he made his secret trip decades ago. As the car approached the unmarked gate, Nixon's heart pounded. Armed guards stepped out of the shadows, their faces obscured by night vision goggles. They checked his credentials, their eyes scanning the presidential seal on his identification. Satisfied, they waved him through. The facility was unlike anything Nixon had ever seen. A sprawling complex buried deep beneath the earth, its corridors lined with steel doors and coated locks. He followed the winding path, guided by a soft glow emanating from the walls. The air smelled sterile, tinged with a metallic tang. Finally, he reached the inner chamber. The door slid open, revealing a scene that defied reason. Four tables stood in the center, each covered with a white sheet. Nixon's breath caught in his throat. There they were, the alien bodies. Their skin was pale, their limbs elongated. Eyes closed, they lay perfectly still. Nixon stepped closer, his footsteps echoing in the silence. He wondered how many presidents before him had stood in this very room, grappling with the same revelation. The truth was both awe-inspiring and terrifying. These beings were not hostile. They were merely observers, visitors from distant stars. He reached out, his fingers brushing against the cool fabric. The aliens were fragile, their bodies preserved in a state of suspended animation. What secrets did they hold? What knowledge had they imparted to our scientists? Nixon's mind raced, the weight of responsibility settling on his shoulders. As he turned to leave, a voice echoed through the chamber. "Mr. President," it said, low and resonant. Nixon froze. He hadn't expected anyone else to be here. "You've seen the truth," the voice continued. "Now you must decide. Reveal it to the world or bury it forever." Nixon glanced back at the alien bodies. Their eyes remained closed, their secrets intact. He thought of history books, of legacies carved in stone. And then he made his choice. The door sealed shut behind him as he drove back into the night. The time capsule was hidden, its contents waiting for a future generation. Nixon's place in history was secure, but the burden of knowledge weighed heavy on his soul. And so, the 37th President of the United States returned to the White House, his mind ablaze with questions. The truth was out there, and he held it in his hands. But would humanity be ready? Only time would tell.